you're all here to celebrate chemistry, I believe, because of International Year, am I right?
Yes, sir.
You all know it is 1911 that Madame Curie got her second Nobel Prize. When did she get her first Nobel Prize?
1903.
You better look up 1903. She got the first Nobel Prize in physics. But 1911 actually is more well known in science, but not Madame Curie. So happens we are celebrating that. It is more well known because that is the year we established the structure of an atom. That was around that year X-rays were discovered, X-ray diffraction. So many things happened. In fact, around 1910 to 1930, most of the new ideas of science came at that time. And that is called the golden age of science. And we are actually in 1911 in the golden age of science, and now we are celebrating 100 years of roughly the golden age of science itself. The golden age of science changed science completely. You may not know that 100 years ago, the first Solvay conference, I hope you all know what a Solvay conference is, they got all the greatest minds of the world in Belgium, in Brussels, to get together. Only 25 of them. Einstein was there, Bohr was there, Bragg was there. Anybody you know as a big name of science was there, and there's a very famous photograph. In fact, when I was young, as a young faculty professor, I used to have a photograph of the Solvay conference. They photographed those 25 people on the wall. I don't know what happened to that. I have lost it. You can easily get it. In fact, we are going to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Solvay conference on October 19th in Belgium this year. They have invited several Nobel laureates, and then I have been also asked to be one of the speakers. But what is interesting is 1911 is such a period. It so happens we are also celebrating the International Year. But what is particularly nice is that we have all taken interest come for a chemistry meeting. I am a chemist. I work on chemistry. Most of my work is in chemistry of materials, looking at molecules, structure of molecules. That was the main thing I did for many years, spectroscopy of molecules. And then in the last 50 years or so, one of my main interests has been chemistry of advanced materials, superconductors, materials which show what is called colossal magnetoresistance, all kinds of phenomena. And then the last 20 years are nanomaterials, particularly looking at carbon nanotubes and graphene and some of these things. This is what I have been doing. In fact, just a few days ago, I completed my 60th year doing research in my life. That is my diamond. What I want you to know is, research is not a job. Doing research, doing science, of course you get a salary, it is nice. In fact, I guess I still get a salary, I'm sure I'm getting it. But it doesn't matter. I mean, salaries come, high, low, doesn't matter. But what is interesting is the life you get out of that. Science gives you a life that is different from others. Unfortunately, nobody advertises that. They only show Tendulkar with his 99th century or whatever. But the real happiness, maybe in sports, but the greater happiness that lasts for a longer time is something that comes out of the mind. You see, the mind is a fantastic thing that God has given to humans, not given as much to other animals. This mind can actually transform itself in such a way that either you have a happy life, or a miserable life, or a terrible life, whatever. It's all the mind which does that. It's nothing to do with money, nothing to do with... Some people with all the money are the most miserable fools I have seen. I've met some old students who are multi-millionaires. And they have always a castor oil face. And I look, what the hell are you looking like that? Look at me, I have no money, I'm so happy. That's the thing. This happiness has nothing to do with it. So, what is nice is if you are absorbed in doing science, that's the best way to be happy. Because you are not worried about talking bad of somebody and pulling down somebody, having a gossip about what happened to who and so on. Instead of that, you are thinking of something more, something interesting. You are always wanting to write an article, write a book, discover a new phenomenon or a new material and so on. So this has been what I have been doing for 60 years, particularly last 30, 40 years. In fact, my best research, you may not know, I've done after my 60th year. In fact, the very best research of mine is after my 70th year. I've now finished my 77th year. So last 7 years, I think I published my best papers. So people say, oh, age, as you grow old, the number of neurons come down. So, yeah, number of neurons come down if you don't use them. That is it. See, but most people don't use the neurons, so their neurons come down even before 60. So, India is full of people who lost their neurons at the age of 25, at 30. And they're all doing IT in Bangalore. They're doing IT, you use neurons faster. Okay. Coming back to seriously something, I want to say a few words about chemistry. Look, in chemistry, what you do in school unfortunately may not be as exciting, but what we do in the laboratory is very, very exciting. It is not just making compounds. Okay, we make compounds, we make new materials, but always with an objective, always with an understand what makes the molecule what it is, or what makes the compound solid what it is, and also to discover new phenomena, new properties, many of which may affect mankind. For example, if chemists did not devise these millions of compounds and materials, the world wouldn't be the same. Your health wouldn't be the same, the food wouldn't be the same, the materials wouldn't be the same, the buildings wouldn't be the same, everything in the world have been affected by this kind of discovery. Unfortunately, the image of chemistry is not that. The image of chemistry is one where generally people say, oh, it is such a stinking subject, it really smells and all. If you come to my lab, there's nothing that smells. It's so nice. I don't know, have they gone to my lab? Or when you go there, at least through the corridor, not inside the lab. You go to the corridor, you will see that you can have wonderful research about it. But more than that, what is it that man wants to do? What man has done, what is special about man? I don't even think about that. Man, I mean human being. The speciality about human being is, he has always been creative. You see, we have a wonderful dog. I can't say he has been very creative, but he's a very wonderful dog. And lion or a tiger, wonderful to see, but they are not very creative. I don't think so. So I think creativity is again bestowed on man, on human being. And that creativity shows up not only in research, in chemistry. Making new things is a sign of creativity. I have been making hundreds of things. I think I must have been creative. So I think that is the way to look at it. You take the right type of subject, right type of chemistry, right type of science. Though I say chemistry, I work with a lot of physicists, theoreticians, so it is very, very important in the present day. Even though you say you are working in a subject, you are actually working in a number of subjects which are next to it. So it's highly interdisciplinary. Chemistry, the kind we do, at least in advanced materials, is highly interdisciplinary. A lot of physics, a lot of engineering even sometimes. So it depends. So it's a wonderful opportunity for us to do things. And again, in chemistry, not only you do new things, it is a very peculiar thing. It is a very absorbing subject. In fact, it's a very tough subject. To get to be famous in chemistry is very difficult. It is much easier to do in physics. Of course, not that there are many famous physicists in India, I'm not saying that. It is very difficult to be famous in chemistry because it demands a lot of work, very hard work. After doing everything, people don't look at you even. So you have to publish hundreds of papers, make a lot of noise about your work, make others should read it. It is a very tough thing. Chemistry is a tough thing because it's a very, very large professional body. Few 100,000 chemists in the world. Having said that, what is nice is you can also do many interesting things. But let me talk a little bit about science rather than chemistry. Many of you, I don't know whether you will become scientists or engineers or businessmen, I don't know what bankers, whatever you will become. But be interested in science, even though you are in some other profession. And some of you may decide to become an engineer, go to some college here, and later find it is not all interesting. In fact, you will find most colleges in engineering are not interesting in our state or anywhere in India. They are very bad engineering colleges. And suppose you get a degree. Then afterwards you say, look, I don't want to be an engineer, I want to become a scientist. Don't ever think that is not possible. You can become a scientist, a research person, any time in your life, even when you are an old person. In fact, there are many stories, I want to know that. I want to know opportunities in the world are immense. That is where God is great, you see. That He never closes the door.